I don't know what'll get there. I'd like to do a 10 million pool next year. See, I think it's going to be a lot easier to get money, sponsors, all this stuff. We proved it. Year 2, you really prove it, and then you got something. I've invited 2 people so far. They both said yes. I don't know how serious the yeses are. Caitlyn said yes. Kaya Trump said yes. Those are my 2 that I've asked. Whether push comes to shove and those 2 are available.
Okay, so get this. Caitlin Clark just took a huge multi-million-dollar offer from Dave Portnoy, and you know the WNBA has to be freaking out right now. Portnoy invited her to his massive internet golf tournament, and she actually said yes. And look, this isn't some little charity scramble. We're talking about an event that pulls in 20 to 25 million views and could have a $10 million prize. So while the WNBA is over there dropping the ball, trying to figure out how to market its biggest star ever, Portnoy just came in and locked her down for next year. It really makes you wonder, should she be building her brand outside the game or stay completely focused on the WNBA? Let's break it down, because this is a way bigger deal than people think. Portnoy, the guy who started Barstool, has turned this golf thing into a media machine with Bob Doe's Sports. The viewership numbers they get are something most pro leagues would do anything for.
You talked about if Caitlyn did her own league. Do you know anything about what you would want to see her do? You said you'd partner with her and give her $100 million. That's the biggest offer that she's gotten.
If she would have let me be her agent, I would have in a second. And if she's like, I'll start a new league with you, I would get her whatever you want. I don't think she'll ever do that. Like, I talk with her never about that stuff. She has State Farm, Nike, Gatorade. Those are like blue bloods. Ryan's a Tom Brady in a way. Like, very rarely, if ever, publicly says anything that like should cause any waves. She's kind of like been a good trooper for the Fever and the league. So I think she wants to make the WNBA work. I think she grew up wanting to play in it, but you have to have a certain personality. Like, I think if she truly was like, I'm out of here, I'm starting my own league, she'd have people lining up, including myself, and she would put the WNBA out of business. I really do believe that.
So when someone asked Dave Portnoy if next year's tournament is going to be even bigger, he answered right away, of course, every year. And then he dropped the news that must have WNBA execs losing their minds. He said he's only invited 2 people so far, and they both said yes, Caitlin Clark and Kaya Trump. Now, Portnoy admits he's not sure how solid those yeses are just yet, but the fact that Clark even agreed in the first place tells you exactly what her game plan is. The prize money he's shooting for next year is a wild $10 million, and here's the part that should really scare the WNBA. If Clark actually plays, the sponsors are going to be lining up to throw money at the event. Her being there is a guarantee for a huge audience and tons of media coverage. The exact same thing the WNBA seems determined to completely ignore. This whole thing started at that Annika Pro-Am, where Clark was breaking attendance and viewership records. The LPGA treated her like a superstar, which was a huge difference from how the WNBA has been handling her. And you know Dave Portnoy was paying attention. He saw those numbers, he saw that energy, and he made his move.
I don't care what the league did 10 years ago or 5 years ago. That doesn't matter, and that doesn't matter in any negotiation. It's like, well, we haven't made money for 15 years, 20 years, or whatever. That doesn't matter. It is now. Like, it is now, and you have to take advantage of it now, and that's how it works. So you never know, because she is in the middle, and commissioners are always in the middle, and commissioners are always going to take the brunt of what the owners don't want to feel. And who even knows what the real numbers are? Like, when they came out, well, the owners, it's all mixed in with the WNBA, the NBA. It's super convoluted to actually figure out how much they're making, how much they're losing. And it's in the owner's interest not to really have the true numbers if they're going up. But just the television ratings and all the media deals. I wrote an article when Caitlyn signed her Nike deal. Like, instantly. I'm like, this is the dumbest. I wish I was her agent. Like, she got screwed. And she did. If you look back at it, like, the power of her, and when her shoe comes out, like, we'll see what the sales are. They're paying Devin Booker, I think, $40 million a year.
Yeah, I think Caitlyn's like getting 8, right?
In what universe is Devin Booker worth $40 million a year and Caitlyn's worth 8? It's insane. So it's all there, it's all up, and they're not taking advantage of it. And clearly the players have lost faith in
What Portnoy does so well is something the WNBA just can't seem to figure out. You don't just sit around and wait for stars to come to you. You go get them. You give them a stage that's as big as they are, and you make them feel like you actually want them there. For months, the WNBA has basically just let Clark get beat up on the court with little to no protection or real marketing help. Portnoy saw her play golf one time and immediately signed her up for his next massive event. That really shows you the difference between a group that gets what a star is and one that just takes it for granted. And check this out, the story gets even more interesting with Sophie Cunningham. She was caddying at that same event, and people saw she has a pretty great swing herself. She just said on her podcast that she's gonna start taking golf more seriously because of Clark. She even mentioned that she, Clark, and Lexi might go play more together, hinting that Three Fever teammates could be bonding over golf in the off-season. Think about that, they're building team chemistry and creating content that grows their brand way beyond what the WNBA is doing. Speaking of reach, Portnoy's tournament got 20 to 25 million views. For comparison, most WNBA games are lucky if they even break a million. He's getting 10 times the engagement with a golf tournament, and now he's adding the biggest name in women's basketball to it. The numbers here are just awful for the WNBA. Their biggest star is getting more hype playing golf with the Barstool guy than she does in their own league. That's not on her. That is a historic marketing failure. They were given a once-in-a-generation talent, and what did they do? They let other players go after her, while the league just mumbled something about competition. Meanwhile, everyone else, from the LPGA to Portnoy, sees her true value and treats her like gold. Now, some people will say Clark needs to just focus on basketball, but those people don't understand what it means to be an athlete today. Your career is short, injuries are always a risk, and the spotlight doesn't last forever. You have to build your brand while you're hot, and right now she's on fire. Golf is the perfect move. It has a huge audience, it's low risk for injury, and it connects her with powerful people, but the most important thing is that it's real. You can see she loves playing, and you can't fake that kind of authenticity. This whole thing is a masterclass in how athletes should build their brand today. It's not about staying in one lane, it's about creating different ways to make money and teaming up with people who see what you're worth. The WNBA's relationship with Clark should be a partnership, but right now she's bringing all the value and the league is giving almost nothing back. Every record she breaks at a golf tournament is just another reminder of what the WNBA is missing. Portnoy proved that the market for Caitlin Clark is way bigger than just basketball, and he's willing to pay for it while the league is still trying to figure out the basics. He got her with one conversation. The WNBA has had her for a whole season and they still don't get it.